David Icke have a pop at Alex Jones recently?
Did he?
Who did David Icke get in trouble with, Jamie? Was that... I feel like there was it was somebody else in that sort of a world. But yeah, I mean, if the reptile people, like, it gets a bit reptile-y when you get down to the lower body fat percentages.
David Icke, I saw something, he got upset that I've never had him on the show. And it's just the reptile stuff. It's just the shapeshifter stuff. I would still have him on. I think fascinating just to try to pick some of those ideas apart
what's interesting,
or listen to them.
Even if you don't believe in the ideas, what's interesting is how does somebody arrive at them.
Right.
That's what's fascinating to me. When I do my show, I speak to someone, I'm like, I want to understand the psychology of how you have arrived at this particular position.
Well, imagine if it's real. I mean, if shapeshifters were real, if there really are evil reptilian aliens and they've infiltrated our society and they've been pulling the strings forever and only a couple of people knew, how ridiculous would that idea be? How ridiculous. It would be so ridiculous. But is an alien shapeshifter reptile person, is that any weirder than the most recent theory that our entire universe is taking place inside of a black hole that's in another universe? Yeah, there's recent calculations that are leading these, I guess it would be astrophysicists, like who would be studying this, to believe. See if you can find it, Jamie. It's the most bizarre headline. Because you're like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, the whole universe is inside of a black hole? New NASA data hints we could be living inside a black hole. Great. Now, isn't that weirder than reptile people? Because reptile people...
Those are the two choices.
Reptile people's not that weird, right? Like, octopi have the ability to completely transform their appearance and instantaneously adapt to an environment. Why wouldn't we assume to some super advanced species from another planet that we would be horrified if we saw their real face? They just transform and look like the Queen of England.
Yeah, and go sideways like that. Do you know what a Boltzmann brain is? Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Okay, so in an infinite universe, there is only, let's say, the size of your brain. It's like, whatever, 20 centimeters cubed or something, maybe 30 centimeters cubed. Inside that space, there's only so many ways that you can put matter together so that it creates anything. There's a limited number of ways that matter can come together with different elements, different structures, different everything like that. So Boltzmann brain suggests that across an infinite universe, there will be a brain the exact same as yours, the exact structure as yours, that comes into existence for a moment and then goes away. And the reason that you could be experiencing the world that you are now, all of your memories, your past, your history, the person that you think you are, is that you are a Boltzmann brain that just comes into existence and then goes.
Oh.
Ludwig Boltzmann.
Why do you come into existence and then go away? Why don't you just exist somewhere else?
You could exist somewhere else, but this brain appears just spontaneously because in an infinite universe, there are only so many different ways that you can piece matter together.
Right.
And it means that it's the monkey's typewriter thing. It's the exact same as that, but for the way that matter's constructed. It's basically like a brain in a vat idea, but using infinite physics to kind of explain it.
The way it was explained to me is that if the universe is truly infinite, not only is there another version of you somewhere, but there is another version of you that did the exact same thing you have done every step of the way. Every time you sneezed, every hesitation before you spoke your mind, every time you almost went into traffic when you didn't realize the light was still red, all of those things have happened in the exact same order an infinite number of times, and every possible, conceivable variation
that you wore red instead of blue.
Yep.
That you turned left instead of right.
Yep. Went trans instead of straight. All of it. All of it. That you live in a totalitarian environment, that you live in a utopia, that the Germans won the war, all that. Everything. Everything that could possibly be different would be different in every possible scenario. That's what infinite means. It means it's so vast. Like, the craziest one to me was the concept that inside every galaxy, in the center of every galaxy, is a supermassive black hole. And that supermassive black hole is approximately 0.5% of the mass of the entire galaxy. If you go into that supermassive black hole, so there's hundreds of billions of galaxies, right? Inside that supermassive black hole is an entirely another universe filled with all sorts of different galaxies that have supermassive black holes in them. You go into one of those, another universe filled. Supermassive black holes, another universe filled. All supermassive black holes, each one another universe.
It's just a WinZip file all the way
But
down.
why is that weirder than the universe is infinite? Why is that weirder? I mean, just the weirdness of what it is so insane. The idea that it's infinite or that there's an infinite multiverses and infinite versions of these things inside black holes and in all sorts of ways that we haven't even really figured out yet. That's not that much weirder than what's real. What's real is insane. What's real is that the whole thing was smaller than the head of a pin, and for no understandable reason, it expanded instantaneously and became the universe that you see in the sky today. Okay. What the fuck are you saying? Like, McKenna had a great line about that science requires of you but one miracle. The Big Bang.
Mm-hmm.
It's a miracle. What is it? What is it if it's not that? I mean, it's a thing of science. Yes. Okay. So if you can study all of the matter and you study all of the forces and all of the energy and all the reasons why matter coalesces or matter expands, yes, you could probably, given enough time and enough quantum computing power, figure out what's causing everything to compress down smaller than the head of a pin and then explode. But it's still crazy. It's even if you had some scientific explanation for it, it's f***ing insane.
It seems to me like the best way that legacy media can gain traffic is to talk about independent media.
Yeah.
How many times are we seeing headlines about Andrew Huberman or about the right-wing manosphere pipeline and how it's getting people to do this? Or the other side, like, why is there not a Joe Rogan of the left? Like, whatever the headline is, more and more the way that legacy media is able to achieve traffic is only in reference to independent media.
Yes.
So then, as opposed to us being downstream from them, they're now downstream from us.
Yeah, and anything masculine is right-wing. Anything. You cannot be masculine. Like, you cannot be interested in physical fitness, anything.
It's a pipeline to being right-wing.
Yes. You can't like fast cars.
Nope.
You're not allowed to. You're not even allowed to like Teslas anymore.
Misogynist.
Which are the fastest cars.
Yep.
Yeah, you're a misogynist. You're probably racist. Maybe a Nazi. I'm going to put a swastika in your car just to let everybody know. There was some really stupid graph that someone put up of how right-wing social media and new media people
That was the Media
dominate.
Matters study. Yeah. This is interesting.
I was
Jamie,
at the
can you try
top
and
of the
find that?
list. I was at the top of the list, and I was like, I feel like the way Caitlyn Jenner must have felt like when she won Woman of the Year. Like, it's so quick. I got to the top of the list. I'm not even right-wing. Just because I support Trump, I supported him over the rest of the nonsense that was going on when you're trying to push through someone without even a primary.
Here it is.
This is it. I'm number one, bitch.